My dad called me one last time. I said I'd call him back. I didn't think about it again. It was 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. I was standing in line at the airport, dragging a carry-on, half reading the departures board. His name lit up my screen and I picked up. He said, "Hey, you got a minute?" I said, "Dad, I'm about to board. Can I call you when I land?" He was quiet for just a second. Then he said, "Sure, yeah, travel safe." I said, "I will. Talk soon." I hung up. I didn't think about it again. 6 hours later, I turned my phone off airplane mode somewhere over the Midwest and watched the notifications come in one by one. Missed call, Dad, 11:47 p.m. Missed call, Dad, 12:03 a.m. Missed call, Dad, 12:31 a.m. I stopped counting after 14. Then my sister's name. A text sent at 2:18 a.m. 4 words. "You need to call me." I've gone back to that phone call 10,000 times, the 47 seconds of it. His voice, the slight pause before he said, "Sure, yeah." Did he know? Did he call because something felt wrong? Or did he just want to hear my voice? I don't know. I'll never know. And that not knowing, that's the thing that doesn't go away. Here's what I knew about my father. He called on Tuesday nights. Not every week, but often enough that Tuesday had a certain sound to it. He'd ask about work, about whether I was eating right, about nothing specific. The calls lasted maybe 10 minutes, sometimes less. I never called him first. There was a birthday, his 63rd, where I sent a text instead of calling. He replied with a voice message, 70 seconds. He said he appreciated it, said he hoped I was doing well, said the weather had been nice lately, said he'd been meaning to try that restaurant I'd mentioned 6 months earlier. 70 seconds. He was trying to have a conversation in a voice message because I'd sent a text. I sent back a thumbs up. There was a Sunday he mentioned, almost in passing, that his back had been bothering him, that he hadn't been sleeping well, that some mornings it was hard to get up. I said, "You should see a doctor about that." He said, "Yeah, maybe." I changed the subject. I never asked again. There was Christmas 2 years before he died. We sat at the table after dinner, just the two of us, everyone else had drifted off. He poured 2 glasses of something and pushed one toward me, and just sat there for a moment, looking at the table. He started to say something. I remember watching his face, the way he was searching for the words, the way he did when something mattered. My phone buzzed. I looked down. When I looked back up, he was drinking from his glass. The moment had closed. "Never mind," he said. "It's nothing." I let it be nothing. The hospital called at 2:47 a.m. Cardiac event, fast. They said he probably didn't suffer, that it was the kind of thing that happens quickly before anyone can do anything. They meant it to be comforting. I stood in a hotel hallway in a city I didn't care about, holding a phone that still had his name on the screen from 6 hours earlier, and I couldn't move, couldn't think. Just stood there in the bad lighting with the carpet humming under the ice machine and felt the full weight of the word "too late" for the first time in my life. Too late. Not almost, not close. Too late. He had called. I had answered. I had said, "I'll call you back," and hung up and thought about my gate number and my seat assignment and whether I had time to grab a coffee. And he had sat somewhere, his kitchen maybe, or his chair by the window, and waited. And I didn't call, and he called again, and I didn't answer, and he called again. There's a voicemail from that night, the first one he left at 11:47. I've listened to it twice. I can't listen to it more than that. He says my name, says he just wanted to talk for a minute, says he'd been thinking about me. Says, "No rush, call whenever, it's not important." It's not important. That's the last thing he ever said to me. He was trying to make it smaller, so I wouldn't feel guilty. Dad, it was everything. I'm not telling you this so you feel sorry for me. I'm telling you this because somewhere right now, tonight maybe, your parent is looking at their phone deciding whether to call you. Deciding if it's too late, if you're busy, if you'll be annoyed, if it's worth it. They're doing the math the way my father did, trying to figure out how small they have to make themselves to not be a burden. And I need you to understand something I didn't understand until I was standing in a hotel hallway at 3 a.m. That call is never just a call. It's them reaching. It's them saying, "I'm still here and I'm thinking about you, and I just wanted to hear your voice without being able to say any of those things directly." Answer it. Not later, not after you land, not when you're less busy. Now. "I'll call you back" is the most dangerous promise you'll ever make. You always think there's more time. You don't always get it. His contact is still in my phone. I haven't been able to delete it. Sometimes I scroll past his name, and my thumb pauses for half a second. Some reflex, some muscle memory from all those Tuesday nights, before I keep scrolling. I don't know what I'd say if he answered. I think I just want him to know I got there eventually. That I understand now what those calls were. That I'm sorry I made him ask if it was a good time. It was always a good time. I just didn't know that yet. If your dad is still calling, pick up. Every time. Like it's the last time. Because one time, it will be.